Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to yet another 10 Forward Weekly. I see a lot of you in chat are already wondering who we're going to add in today. I see a lot of you in chat wondering who we're going to announce. And I see at least one of you saying that I'm not going to announce anyone because we don't talk about upcoming content. You're right. That was a good stream. Thanks, everybody. Bye. No, I'm kidding. It is, of course, ladies and gentlemen, time to introduce our guest. I don't want to keep you waiting for too long. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Aron Eisenberg. Hello! So yes, we're happy to announce today that Captain Nog is returning for Victory is Life, where he will be a major part of the game. Aron, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. Yeah. And as you can see, I got my teeth ready for my ADR for next week for my voiceover. Not ADR, but my voiceover. So I'm really excited. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say those are fantastic. Keep going.
I know. Can you believe I still have them and they still fit? What are we, 25 years? 25 years. And the voice is still in there.
It is. It is. It comes out at when you least expect it. Oh my God, that grin is terrifying, dude.
That's what Melissa says every night.
Can people? Oh no, people can see you. Okay, somebody said invisible guest, but they can definitely see you. So how you been, man? What have you been up to these days?
You know, just actually, I'm gonna take the teeth out real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's easier to talk.
Sure.
Otherwise, I might do the whole interview in my Nog voice, which will go in and out. So
it's bonus Nog content.
Oh! Okay, I'm back. I'm fine. It was just a little painful.
It's fine. You just got to pull them right out. One motion. That's the what's the Klingon way anyway.
It's like taking out a tooth. Hey, I can't see the video on my feed from you guys.
Are you looking at twitch.tv/Cryptic Studios?
Yeah, I'm there.
I would just refresh the page. It might pop up.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it
is.
I see. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, just make sure you mute it. There's a little button in the bottom left.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're going to hear yourself.
I'm looking at cans of beer or soda, and now a stadium.
Yeah, that's an ad. You got to watch those to watch our show. It's terrible.
Oh, gotcha. No, it's a good ad. All right. So what have I been doing? I find ways to stay busy. I coach soccer. I really love coaching soccer. So I've been doing that a lot, and I coached high school for the first time this last year. I did a movie last year with Eric Balfour was the director. It's called Walk to Vegas, so I'm really excited for that to come out. And I'm really excited to be working with you guys again, because I had so much fun the last time, and it seemed as all the players had so much fun.
Yeah.
And this is going to be amazing expansion. It's going to be fantastic. So very excited.
We're really excited. You were one of the first names I know on the list, because everybody had such a fun time working with you, and we could tell you had such a fun time being a part of the game, despite Phil letting you die over and over.
You had one job, Phil, and guys, I've been telling them that there should be a character in game, and that's his name, One Job Phil, or a computer that is 1JP, but they haven't done it yet. So keep pushing them that there should be a character called One Job Phil who lets you down or just keeps dying again and again and again.
We should. We keep meaning to get you back up here to actually have you like physically on the stream playing the game again, and we will. That will happen. Yes. Eventually, we're gonna do it. Even if I have to like strap a computer to my back and take it to Star Trek Las Vegas. Actually, you're gonna be at Destination Star Trek, aren't you?
I am. Okay. I am going to be at Destination Star Trek. I got a lot of cons this year I'm very excited about. I'm going to be in Germany at the end of this month, and then I've got Shore Leave coming on in a couple months, and then we'll be in Birmingham later this year, and a couple other smaller ones that I'm really looking forward to attending, which will be a lot of fun. I think there's Northeast TrekCon up in Albany later this year, so it'll be a lot of fun. I got to get a PS4 though, so I can actually play the game this time I go up north.
Yeah, for sure. When I get to Destination Star Trek, I gotta see if I can get a hashtag Play a Ferengi shirt made for you.
Yes. Yes, I should definitely have one of those.
I'll see what I can do. It may just be me running to the local mall and getting it made, but I'll still get it made for you.
We should totally have those. I should have those to take to conventions. Yeah. Oh my God, that would be great. It's merchandising. You know, this is hard because I have no one to look at. I'm like looking at my camera.
Sorry. It's actually,
I'm looking at your MF, or I'm looking at the feed, but it's delayed. So I'm like, wait, Oh my God, it's freaking me out.
It's real
Really
confusing.
freaking me out.
I do this every week, and I can't see any of the people I'm quote unquote talking to. They can see me, and so like I'll say something, and then 7 seconds later they'll reply, and I'll be like, oh God, now I got to respond to that. It's weird and it's time delayed.
And you got the DS9 promenade in the back, the second the second floor.
I do.
You know, that's where Jake and I hang out, right?
That's exactly why I picked this spot. Actually, I got a screenshot of Captain Nog sitting here the other day. That's going to go out with our blog announcing you tomorrow morning, which I'm pretty excited about. I managed to get you sitting underneath the railing.
I want to see all those people standing back there. All of a sudden, they get they just start fighting with each other and they start falling over. I just want to see some action back there.
Happen. We had an April Fool's joke last week that was supposed to be this Federation captain named Kurland. He's the head of Deep Space Nine after Cisco left, and he was supposed to just be standing in the promenade handing stuff out to players, but we accidentally made it so that Klingons could attack him. So the entire day was just people beating up on Kurland in the middle of Deep Space Nine. It was pretty fun.
I'm gonna pick on you guys though, because the stars, they're not moving. I'm just saying they're stationary, and it's like freaking me out right now.
Well, this is
not moving.
This is a work in progress image of our new Deep Space Nine thing that we haven't confirmed yet. So that could be.
I expect more. I expect more. They hear me say that on the Alpha Quadrant, our show, the show I do with Garrett, all the time about Orville. I expect more. Darn it, I want to see those stars moving.
So tell me more about the Alpha Quadrant, dude. That sounds cool.
Yeah, so it's a show I do with Garrett Wong and Evil Dick from Big Brother fame. He's producing it, and we kind of chat about different shows. Have some guest stars on the show. We've had a wonderful time with Armin Shimmerman, Lee Ehrenberg. We had Connor Trenier. We had two of the writers from Discovery. That was so fun. It was Erica and I'm going to say her name. I always mess up her name. Bowie. Bowie is her first name. Bowie Young Kim, I think. Young Kim is her whole full name. So if I've butchered it and you hear that, please forgive me. They were fantastic. So when we first started the show, we had all of we talked about Discovery, the second half of Discovery, and I loved it. I thought Discovery was great. I can't wait to see you guys put it in your game someday, because I'm sure you will.
We've already got some of the ships and stuff in, but yeah, I can't wait to see us put more stuff in.
Yeah, I love it. It's a lot of fun, and then we've had a couple guests. We have a very, very special guest this Sunday. Nana Visitor is joining our show, and I am so thrilled because she means so much to me. I have such great stories to tell about my experiences with her in my life, and she means a lot to me. So I'm really happy that she's coming on the show. Same with Armin. When Armin came on, and Max wants to come on the show. So our show's doing really well. We're chatting about the Orville right now, and I'm a bit of a curmudgeon when it comes to the Orville, because I feel like it's floating between comedy and being Star Trek, and I feel like it's got to go one way or the other. And I think I'm expecting more Mel Brooks. So I keep coming up with these ideas of how they could really be funny that they're not doing. And so Garrett and I are always arguing about it. So that's kind of what our show's about.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page. Like it's like they're doing serious Star Trek-y stuff and like Family Guy comedy stuff all at the same time, and it's kind of like a weird melding.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a lack of commitment one way or the other, which is driving me nuts. And like, for example, here would have been a really, really funny thing they could have done. So for two funny things. So first of all, the holosuite, right? They're always wearing like costumes, and then they walk around the ship like there should be a costume designer somewhere that goes, oh, you need a samurai outfit. Come over here. I got it for you. So I don't buy that. I feel like when they go in there, their clothes should change with everything else. Yeah. So when they leave, they've got to go into a nice little side room and put on their uniform again, right? Yeah. Just makes sense. So with this show, they could have made fun of that. So in the first episode, when Scott Grimes is fighting the big ogre, and then Mercer comes in, they do the conversation, and they leave, the whole hologram disappears, and you just see the room. Right then, as they went out the door, Scott Grimes should have been naked, and all you saw was his little butt walking next to Mercer. It would have been perfect homage to Star Trek and been hysterical. And then the other thing, the doors always open and close?
Yeah.
that episode, the one scene where Mercer runs out, the door should have closed on him, and he crashes in and we're like, can we get somebody to fix this? It would have been this. So that's what I mean. They're missing these little opportunities to
really our episodes aren't fully done yet. Maybe we should just add a bit of Nog crashing into closing doors to every episode of Victory's Life.
That would be great. Just it's not working. It's and one job, Phil. I got it. You got one job, Phil. It's working. Or you're out of the airlock.
So for everybody but just joining us, we're talking to Aron Eisenberg, who is Captain Nog from Deep Space Nine and has been on Star Trek Online before and is joining us for Victory is Life. If you've got questions for him, feel free to throw them in chat, and I'll start firing them his way.
Now, where do I see the chat here? Because I don't see it. Can I see it?
If you've got it full screen, you won't see it. You have to pull it back out of full screen. Otherwise, it's on the right side of the screen. You may have to open the window a little bit more. Yeah.
What did I miss? Who is this guy? Well, who are you, Transfer 99?
Yeah.
One job Phil. Yes, hashtag one job Phil. Everybody's doing it.
So Captain W wants to know, do you have your ears and your lobes? Do you have your teeth? Do you have the rest of the makeup?
Well, yeah, I got ears and lobes are one and the same. They're all part of it. No, I do not have my head. You know who was great at taking things from the set? The woman who played my mother, Chase Masterson. She was great at getting stuff from the set. I was really, really bad. I'm a bad Ferengi. That's why I went into Starfleet. So I'm not one to take things. I kept my teeth. And you missed that if you weren't there, Transfer. I got my teeth. Can you see those?
Oh, yeah, we can see them. They look even grosser in the bucket, man.
Yes, they are. This is Odo's bucket, too. I stole that from him. So no, all I have are my teeth, and amazingly, they're still intact, and they still fit.
Yeah. Let's see. Aerochrome, I can answer that one. He wanted to know what the original name for Victory is Life was, because we were told that was only the tagline a couple of months ago. Actually, if I said that, that's me speaking in error. I think the name was always Victory in Life. It was the code Victory is Life. It was the code name and the actual name. Let's see. E. Hines wants to know what your favorite episode of Deep Space Nine is, which is a fair question you get asked a lot.
I do get that a lot, and I'll be honest. I don't have one favorite, although there is a favorite line that Sisko says when he says in the episode In the Pale Moonlight, when the ship is leaving, it blows up, and he sits down and says, "I can live with that." I was like, "Woo!" That was pretty beast.
Yeah.
Episode wise, I'll be honest. I was so blessed with all the episodes that they gave me. They just kept giving me great stuff. I mean, Heart of Stone, the scene when he pleads to go to Starfleet, it was awesome. So it's more like moments in the storytelling of Nog that I think I connect more to than a particular episode. Like Valiant, not a lot of people mention that show, but I love that episode because Nog had to go through an awful journey and then stand back up and keep moving forward. It was a great moment for him. And of course, Siege of AR-558 and Paper Moon. I mean, I was just blessed to have everything every time I worked, I was happy to be working. I miss it. I miss the character so much, which is why this is so much fun, because I kind of get back into the character. And luckily I have my teeth to bring to the voiceover, and hopefully for all you guys out there that enjoy this game so much, I don't let you down and I give you a great game, a great show, and a great character. So is it like a process for you to step back into Nog, or is he just always kind of waiting in the back of your head? That's a good question. No, it's not. I remember on the show, I get the makeup on, I get the outfit on, and as soon as the teeth were in it, I would kind of crouch over a little bit. It's like falling into a suit, into the character, and that always kind of completed it for me on the set. I find myself, like when I had the teeth in at the beginning, I was kind of goofing around. It's still in there, he's still there because Nog is a part of me. He's an extension of me in a lot of ways, and I remember him so vividly. I think because I kept him so close to my heart. Yeah. I love that character. It was such a blessing to play. It's such an honor. It was so much fun. That's why I honestly mean that. I miss him. I miss playing him. So So no, it's still there. It'll always be there till the day I'm 6 feet under. It will always be a part of me, and I don't want it ever to not be. It's just too wonderful.
That's awesome. So here's kind of a deeper dive question. Phoenix Blue Zero wants to know, how do you think Nog's injury and PTSD early in his career affected his career and later his captaincy in Star Trek Online?
Ooh, that's a good question. No one's ever asked me how I thought that affected him years later. I don't know if I don't know if they've touched upon that in the books. I believe one of the first things that would come to my mind is he would have a lot more empathy and care. He would have a lot more empathy, I think, for his soldiers, for his crew, which would probably influence him positively and negatively. And I say negatively because I think sometimes as a captain, you've got to make very hard decisions. And I get emotional about Nog because of what I said a few minutes ago. His journey meant so much to me. And when I hear people talk about like that episode and how much it meant to them, it fills me with a lot of joy, and I think that's why I get a bit emotional. I think when I think of Nog in the future, I think he would have a lot more, like I said, empathy and compassion for his crew. So he would be making those kinds of decisions where he's putting people at risk. He would probably put a lot more thought into it, which could be good or bad, because sometimes you have to make those decisions and you have to make them hard, and you got to make those hard ones. I mean, and I think that might be a struggle for him, knowing what that might cause and what he might put other people through before you go. Or he might go the complete other way and go, I dealt with it, you'll deal with it, figure it out, which would make him a little bit colder. Me personally, I would be on the right. I would be more empathetic, more compassionate, which might hinder the decisions I need to make. So it'd be interesting to see. I would love to explore that if they ever bring Nog on Discovery, because, time travel. Yeah. Time travel. Nog's got to make it. I'm just kidding.
No, but it's one of the things that I really enjoyed. There's tons coming in. There's lots of people talking about how Siege of AR 558, which is the one where you lost your leg, was or AR 552 was really helpful for them. What's one of the things that I love about your performance in Star Trek Online, and especially in the content that we've already got in the game, like the Iconium War, you can feel that coming through with Nog, that he's more than just a captain. He actually cares about his crew, and he actually wants to take care of his crew, and I really appreciate that. Somebody asked, and I missed who asked it. Aerochrome asked, did you expect Nog to be a regular character after the pilot? Did you expect him to appear more than that, or were you just thinking it would be this like one-time thing?
Well, okay, first of all, to set the record straight, Nog was technically not a regular character. Nog was always a recurring character on the show. I never got that contract. For 7 years, I wanted that contract. Oh. But as an actor, I was just happy to work. And to be honest, I think the writers considered me a regular on the show because, to be honest, they wrote me as a regular on the show. I have zero complaints at what they gave me. I mean, it was such an amazing journey that Nog had. And from the beginning, I always thought any episode would be my last episode. So every time I had the opportunity to play him, I gave 120% to him. And it's ironic how that work ethic that I had transferred into Nog's character. Yes. And I think that's a tribute to the writers on our show, who, since they were on the Paramount lot and were close to us, they were able to get a good feel of the actors, all of them, and take the pieces that they felt from those actors and mix them, put them into the characters somewhat, and especially with Nog. It's uncanny how similar our lives are. It's crazy. It's crazy how that happened. That synergy was absolutely amazing to me. So I never got that contract. I always wanted it. When Terry left, I thought, now's my chance. Now's my chance. Who do I see? Who do I go to? I don't have any Latinum, but maybe they'll give me that regular contract. Yeah. But instead, we got the wonderful Nikki DeBoer. So I have no complaints because she's a great actress and a great woman. So
yeah. Okay, so I got a bit of a longer one here, but I feel like I should read the whole thing. This is from Logical Gamer 74205. He says, Nog was outstanding. He worked his way up and really, really worked for what he wanted. And my God, I think Nog deserved his admission to Starfleet so much. As a 17-year-old, I related so much to Nog's life story, and he was truly one of the reasons I kept watching Deep Space Nine. So my question is, obviously Nog had Rom, but what do you think of Sisko's relationship with Nog?
Now, Logical Gamer, let me ask you a question real quick. Are you asking me what do I think of Nog's perception to Sisko or Sisko's perception to Nog? I'm only asking that in the sense of I'm trying to think how to answer. What do I think of Sisko's relationship with Nog? Sisko, in my mind, to Nog will always be his mentor and who he will compare everyone else afterwards, as well as himself. I think there will be a lot of Sisko in Nog if you saw Nog continue, become a captain, continue to go up the ranks of Starfleet. Because of that influence of Sisko will be incredibly strong. And let's face it, Sisko is the best captain out of all the captains. I mean, there's hands down, there's no one better than Sisko.
And you started a fight on the forums.
That's good, because I'm an instigator. And I will always feel that way. And at times, too, what would be neat to see is for Nog to look back on the experience of learning under Sisko and growing with him, and then looking back and going, I don't agree with what he did there, and why. I think that would be interesting. It'd be interesting to see how Nog would deal with the same situation that Sisko did with the Romulans. That would be a fascinating thing. I wonder if Nog, I don't know if Nog would quite do the same thing as Sisko in that situation. It would be an interesting intellectual battle in his big butt head, but I think it's an amazing relationship that was built from the first season.
Yeah. All right. Goofy question. How often do you get asked? Or Aerochrome wants to know, how often do you get asked about self-sealing stem bolts?
Oh, not too often. Really? I mean, people bring it up. I mean, every con I go to, somebody will bring it up. I mean, people are still trying to figure out how they work. And what they're really about. I sold them all, so they're all gone. We don't have any more. Actually, I don't even remember if we sold them all. I think we did. We acquired them. It was too long ago for me to remember. If you want to know what I really remember about self-sealing stem bolts, was how difficult it was to say that line in that scene. Was the episode Progress? Can anybody tell me?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Does anybody know what episode? I'm reading the chat.
Oh my God! One Job Phil is in the chat.
Yes.
He just said heard you were talking. I can't say that word on stream, but somebody let him know.
So anyway, the line was, "Wait, I know who can tell us what self-sealing stem bolts are." Now, for anybody without prosthetic teeth in your mouth, it's still a tongue twister. So yeah. I'm doing the scene with Jake, and I'm all, wait, I know who can tell us what self-sealing. Take two. I got it. I did my homework. I know what the line is. I got it. And we go through, and it's one shot. The camera's panning across like this, or not panning, but it's on a dolly going across. And Jake, I think, is standing to my right, and I'm looking. I'm like, wait, I know who can tell us what self-sealing. Take 12. Oh my God, I'm totally panicking at this moment because I'm thinking, if I don't get this, they're gonna not bring me back. I gotta get this. And the director, Les Landau, is over there going, why am I working with children? Why am I working with children? And I'm all, Les, I'm 25 years old. I'm not a child. That really happened, but I think it happened in his head. Finally, take 12. Wait, I know who can tell us what self-sealing stem bolts are. Jake's line. Sirach. I'm sitting there. Oh my God, you did not forget your line. In my head, you did not forget your line. Cut. How did you forget your line? He had one word. His line was, what? That's all he had to say. What? I'm just going, oh my God, man. Oh my God. He's cracking up. And I'm all, this isn't funny. I'm panicking. Finally, take 19. I hit it. Done. We move on. So when people ask me about self-sealing stem bolts, I kind of go like this. Oh,
God.
Such a difficult line to say.
I feel like everybody's got that one line in Star Trek.
Yeah, I was right. It was progress. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. I was just going to say, I feel like everybody has that one line from Star Trek that they just can't say.
Hashtag one line Ciroc.
And Phil's trying to take shots at you. Phil is Farktoid, by the way, if you're reading the chat. One job Phil is Farktoid. Okay, so I had another question. Thorodal wants to know, since Nog has, a different outlook in life compared to quote-unquote regular Ferengi, what would go through your mind when you have to deal with, like, your typical Ferengi that you have to deal with in your Starfleet career? Somebody who's, like, trying to sell you something or something like that. How does Nog deal with that?
Well, patience. Patience, because Nog, I guess, went to the dark side from a Ferengi's point of view, right? But I think Nog also has the innate ability to compromise, to negotiate, to know exactly what the other side wants and how to get it. So I think it would be similar to probably how Worf deals with Klingons. And not that I'm fully knowledgeable in how that, but my idea is he knows how to balance both of them out. And I think Nog he's really clever. Nog is very clever, and he's very quick, and he's very tenacious. And I think he probably thinks he's smarter than most Ferengi. I think there's probably very few that are as clever and quick as him. Although you'll see some come up probably that also want to start going into Starfleet that will challenge Nog. That would be really wonderful to see. I would love to see other Ferengi, both female and male, challenge Nog more so. But I think the typical Ferengi, Nog would burn right through him and easily manipulate him for what he needs or what he wants by keeping him happy and doing what. I mean, look at the episode with the Great River. I mean, how he handled O'Brien. And I mean, my God, he took his captain's chair. He's like, I got it. It's no problem. Those are the kind of things I would love to see him do as a captain on the bridge. How does he get out of things? Because he's probably thinking more cleverness rather than brute force. And that would be really interesting to see that dynamic. So Ferengi, it would be too easy to get around,
It's a good thing. So ZEF Films wants to know, what would Nog do for a Klondike bar?
Oh, wow. What would I do for a Klondike bar? Well, Ferenginar, we don't really... No, that's a kind of a weak answer. It's getting out of it. I got to do a yes and. What would you do?
There you go. Build on it.
What would you do for a Klondike bar? Well, he would do the Ferengi love dance again on the promenade in front of every officer, admiral, captain in front of the whole school. At Starfleet Academy. It's kind of a weak answer. I haven't heard that expression in such a long time. And I was reading this question up above. Can Nog you smell profit in the wind? I think Nog smells profit much better than I do. Who's this one? I like this one. How do Ferengi view Nog? Is he an outcast, tolerated, accepted? I like that. That's a good question. Sorry to steal the question.
No, that's fine. That's fine. If you want to jump in.
I'm sorry if I didn't answer your Klondike question good enough. Maybe I'll come up with a quicker answer later. On that question, I'll be honest. I think on Ferenginar, there's got to be many more Ferengi that think like Nog but do not have the opportunity that Nog does. And I think with Nog taking that step and Rom becoming Nagus allows them to step up for the things and the dreams that they want, which I think would really change the Ferengi culture as well as Ferenginar itself. And I think those, as well as there's the typical Ferengi as well, that would probably start off calling him as an outcast, but then realize that they're going to end up more in the minority as the culture shifts and changes. Because remember, it's not just Nog going to Starfleet. Rom becomes Nagus, and Rom is a different kind of a Ferengi also. Yeah. So I think both of them inspire greatness and more change from the Ferengi that maybe someday we'll see. I doubt it, but so I think it would be more positive than negative to that question.
I'm going to modify a question that I saw go by and disappear. Also, I'm laughing at the people who are saying I can just leave and you can run the chat. But somebody wanted to know, so Armin kind of got to define what like a typical Ferengi actually is. What is it like to define an alien species by being not what they're stereotypically?
That's okay. That's a good question. I'm going to go back to that because somebody's being pretty clever here. Hippie John 71. Does Nog like walking in snow? Absolutely not. Now, I'm not going to go on further on that because he's the only one knows why he's posting that one. Well, there might be a few others. Now, I'll be honest. I based Nog off of probably Armin's Ferengi in The Last Outpost. And Armin really dislikes that performance of his in The Last Outpost. So much so that he worked very hard to change it, for DS9. So it's really funny that I began DS9 with the performance that Armin vehemently disliked. But so you say a typical Ferengi. I think it starts off on the start line like that at the beginning of the show, but the writers gave us so much stuff to play with that we ended up showing a lot more sides to the Ferengi than you saw before. So I don't think I set out to break the mold of Ferengi. I think it was just the process of the show, the writers, and basically stepping up to the plate and doing the best we can, and literally playing the honesty of what they gave us. Same with Armin, same with Max. I think you got to give that really to the writers. Lastly, to that question, I took a lot of my cues from Armin. The only cue I did not get from him on what we do as Ferengi, I mean, he did this one, or someone did that, or Brunt, maybe. I remember that. Some of those little things, the only thing I didn't have was the day I had to do the Ferengi dance on You're Cordially Invited. There's no manual. It's not like I can skip through pages, dance. Oh, I got 5 to choose from. There's not a YouTube video from the future that shows, Ferengi parties on Ferenginar. Have no idea how he dances. So in that moment, I had to come up with something. And to be honest with you, of the 7 years, that was probably the most terrifying moment in the whole 7 years. More so than Stem Bolts, more so than Paper Moon. That dance was utterly terrifying because I had no idea how a Ferengi dances. Zero. And I think we talked about this maybe at the other live stream because I think we put it in the game, right? Isn't the dance in the game?
Yeah, people are saying it's in the game, yeah.
Yeah. And I think the first time they put it in, they didn't do it right because it was only this, but Nog shakes his butt too. Okay. So David Livingston comes up to me and says, "Hey, good morning, Aaron." I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Dave? It's an easy day. I'm sitting back in the chair. I'm in my makeup. I've got 0 lines. I got nothing to really stress about. I'm just party. I'm just part of the party." And he goes, "Hey, top of the scene, I want you dancing. I'm going to start on you, and then I need you dancing, and then we're going to move the camera." I'm like, and you can't say to your director, "I can't do that." Nope, can't do that. That's not my job. Is to do that. And I'm going, "Oh my God, you got it. Sure, you got it." And inside, I'm freaking out because I'm like, "Oh my God, I have no idea how to dance as a Ferengi. Am I Elaine from Seinfeld and I'm just popping and I have no rhythm? Am I just kind of moving? Hey." And I'm like, he's a Ferengi. It's got to be something unique, but not so outlandish that it looks like I just, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm spazzing out. So thank God we shot something sooner, and I was standing next to Nana, And I was mad at this point. I was actually mad. I'm like, this is stupid. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, what am I going to do? Just go, ha, ha, ha. And she starts laughing. Now, all of you men know, when you make a woman laugh, you do it 20 more times. If you're smart, you'll only do it 3 times.
But none of us are that smart.
Some of us are. Some of us figure it out. So she laughed. I go, okay, I got my first part. I go, oh, that's funny? Okay, I'll do that. She's like, that's good. Great. And then a couple minutes go by, and I'm like, I'm still mad, though. I'm still festering. I go, oh, yeah? And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm just going to shake my butt at the camera. I remember this like it was yesterday. And she laughs again. So I'm like, great, I got it. Ha, ha, shake my butt, ha, ha, shake my butt. And that was it. And so when we did the scene, he goes, okay, I want to see what you got. So stand over there. We got the camera here. And when I yell action, go ahead and show me what you got. And I turn, and now the camera's behind me, and you can see my face here. And I'm going, oh, my God, I hope this works. Because if it didn't work, I had nothing else. I would be like, I don't know. I would panic and run. Okay, I wouldn't do that, but I was panicking. I'd be like, I don't know what I'm going to do if they don't like it. Action. Ha, 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 shake my butt, ha. And I'm going like for 3 minutes. I'm like sweating.
Oh, my God.
Makeup.
Why?
And I'm thinking, cut already. You got it. This is it. Well, apparently, he yells cut. Everybody starts laughing. Everybody. Garrett Wong had come over to get dance lessons from me. He's like, I need help. Everybody was laughing. Everybody was cracking up. Prop guy comes up to me, claps me on the back. Oh, my God, dude, I needed that so bad. Director goes, that was awesome. That was it. And I'm going, thank God. And then it just became part of the scene. Terry pulls me in, and Oz laughing. We're having a great time. They cut to Armin and Sirach going like this. None of that was part of the scene. So... long answer. I apologize, but it's a fun story too.
That's great. I love that you guys had the freedom to like add stuff like that for bits that really worked.
Well, no. Rarely did we ever add anything. That's my point. Well, I guess if you mean as Ferengi, the little things, that was a big thing. We never got to improvise on the show.
Sure.
So this was like really one of the only times I can remember that I really improvised something that actually became part of the scene in the show.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Show me what you got.
So I got a question for you. So we know Nog captains the Chimera in STO. What kind of ship would you want to captain if you were going to captain a ship from Star Trek?
Oh, you're asking the wrong. I don't know all the ships.
Well, no, you don't have to know all of them.
I don't know any of them. But
all right.
And then, although the Discovery ship looks really awesome.
It's really pretty. It's really pretty.
I was thinking, too, that Kirk, same time, Kirk got a gremlin. He basically got a gremlin. The guys on Discovery got like a Rolls Royce. They got a Ferrari, a Lamborghini.
They've got holograms. They got,
Yeah. Kirk is just kind of like, you see smog coming out of, obviously not in space, but, just barely making it through their 5 years. For God's sake, they still got things popping out of their ears, I was thinking, wait, I shouldn't be careful. Okay, I won't say what happened at the end of Discovery last season because maybe people didn't see it. So
we do have kind of I mean, I think you could talk about it a little bit, but like, most people in this chat, I feel like have seen Discovery at this point or are refusing to.
Who did Nog fantasize about while growing up? Fantasize about? I didn't have time for that silliness. I was going to be a Starfleet officer. Work. Be focused. Hey, Nog was really 2 left feet when it came to women. I mean, I was still asking girls to chew my food for me. Nog was kind of a jerk. It took a long time to figure it out. Long time.
I like this a lot. A lot of people are now throwing ship ideas at you since you don't know all the ships.
They are good.
Yeah. We've got the Shenzhou from Discovery. They want somebody wants the giant Mirror Universe ship for you, which I think you'd have fun captaining that.
Yeah. Just so you know, whatever ship they gave me would have so many extras that Starfleet would never know about.
Yeah.
Because Nog would have his ways of getting all the stuff that all the other captains would be jealous. Why does Nog get all this? How does he get that? What do you mean? He would never. Nog would be so awesome at cheating at all the game. You know, all you guys who cheat in the games and you get all the extras.
Don't do
somehow?
that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
That would be Nog. But
Oh, man.
he would never, ever, ever get caught. He would have so many connections. See, that would be one of the strengths of Nog. He would have so many connections around the quadrant, around the Delta, Gamma, Alpha. He'd be everywhere. And people would be like, how does he do that? Great River, baby. Great River always provides.
Jexam, I think that's 13, is saying you're going to add spinning rims to your starship. I like that. Latinum spinning nacelles. I like that even better.
On the back, there would be a license plate. You know, say something like, "My lobes are big. I have the biggest lobes." You know, something like that on the back. It says "baby on board." It would say, say something like, one of those haha made you look, I don't know. Yeah. Be funny. Not always have something like that.
Yeah.
100 watt amp in the watt amp in the back end subwoofer.
That's Phil, by the way. That's your one job, Phil.
Everybody would want to work under Nog.
Yeah, of course. So I was reading through Nog's. I was reading on the STO wiki the other day. I was reading through Nog's history. I didn't realize. I don't know if we ever told you. He was the chief engineer on the Enterprise after Geordi in the STO timeline for a while.
Wait, say that again. I can't listen and read at the same time.
No worries. I was looking at the history of Nog in our game, and I didn't realize this. And I don't know if we ever told you, but he was the chief engineer of the Enterprise for a while after Geordi, before he moved on to his own ship.
Wow, yeah, I did not know that.
Moving up in the world, man.
Oh, fine. Yeah. See, that's the other thing I think would be interesting about Nog is, I think one of the weaknesses would be he would be so focused on moving forward that he wouldn't slow down. I think I kind of see him like that, like one of those overachievers. They work, and having to, step back. It would have to be one of his things that he would have to force himself to do. Maybe. I mean, maybe. He was kind of a prankster too, I don't know. I have to think about more. I always think about that. What kind of captain would he be?
Yeah.
I would love to have those conversations, what people would think and what his strengths and weaknesses would be.
It'd be fun, man. I would love to. I mean, even after Victory's life, I'd love to do more Captain Nog stuff. I mean, I think that's such an interesting character to explore.
It is. It really is, because it's very different, I mean, people can relate, I think, often to Worf's strength. Klingon, fight, and Picard and Kirk and Sisko all have their differences. But Nog is unique. I mean, he comes from a very different mindset. I mean, technically, if you listen to Quark's character, it's not really so different than the humans, which is true. But the qualities that a Ferengi brings into captaining a ship would be very, very unique and different,
Yeah, well, I feel like, even though he's not, quote-unquote, typical Ferengi, I still feel like the ship would run like the best freaking business in the world. Like, he just wouldn't be able to help that part of himself because he grew up with all these people who would have taught him that business sense. Yeah,
but at the same time, he was also taught by Starfleet and Sisko and the people that he looked up to and respected, and on how to, from a Starfleet mentality, and Nog really looked up to that mentality. Yeah. I think Nog is a pretty straight arrow in that regard. So mixing the two would be very interesting. You would just think, oh, you just run it like a business. He's smarter to know you shouldn't run something like that just like a business.
Right. Yeah. I think that's a really, really interesting combination in a character.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Someone said something about Garrick.
Oh, yeah. Are you excited to meet Garrick again? I don't know if you guys are recording at the same time.
Sure. But I'll never turn my back on him. That's all. That's how Nog thinks. He's all, it's fine. I learned. Now I know what you're about. And we'll move forward as long as I got my eyes and my lobes on you,
Yeah.
And that would be another interesting thing for Nog as a captain, his hearing. How would that help him? It's got to be an asset in many ways, as a captain. That would be kind of cool, too.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I got another one
sorry.
from Local Gamer. No, that's fine. Talk all you want, man. We're here interviewing you. I
think somebody got my little joke there about business. You can't make the ship business. Laugh out loud.
Yeah. Somebody picked up on it. You didn't say it. No. We let chat say those things, so we can just nod and smile. So Logical Gamer wanted to know if you and Armin and Max were as close off screen as you guys seem to be on screen.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we all live on the same street, unfortunately, but yes. And I'm going to go back to no muttering about the captain under your breath for sure.
He could hear you 3 decks down.
Absolutely true. I don't need to put microphones anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. I mean, we were very close on the show. We would get together prior to an episode and go over the script. Armin was my mentor from an actor to an actor. Max is a wonderful, wonderful friend of mine. It's always absolutely wonderful to see them and be with them. I just saw Armin at Gaze in Space party that they had out in LA a couple weeks ago, and it was just great hanging out with him and Kitty and Hana was there. It was great. Yeah, so they're very close to me. They're very, very important people to me. But to be honest, everybody, all of them are very important people. It was just that 7 years was some of the best 7 years of my life.
Yeah.
Besides my boys coming into my life, best years of my life.
That's awesome, man. All right. Well, I know we've got to get you wrapped up because you got to get to soccer practice. And I don't want to keep you.
We can go to 5. We can
go to 5. All right. We'll hang out for a little bit longer.
I like answering questions for everybody.
All right, that's cool. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there are any new questions coming in. There's a lot of people talking about how much they loved working with you in the last bit of Nog content we had. And somebody wants Nog brand eggnog. That's great.
Oh, there's an eggnog. Yeah, eggnog joke.
We've never heard those before.
That's okay. That's okay. Every Christmas time it comes around. It's all good. There should be some, Nog's eggnog. I mean, Nog's eggnog. That would be funny. Nog is a Ferengi. Believes in economics. Nog helps you out.
Cullen, is that a game mechanics question? Because I don't know if Aaron's going to know the answer to that. And if it's not a game mechanics question, I don't understand the answer to it. I don't understand what you're asking. So maybe try asking again. Gabby B wants to know if you're ever going to feature STO stuff on the Alpha Quadrant podcast. We've been talking about that. That'd be fun.
Yes, yeah, we would like to get them on there, and we'll see what we can do. We are talking about that.
Yeah, we got asked what your favorite episode was earlier, but what's your favorite Ferengi focused episode?
Well, I would have to say Little Green Men because the cleverness of the writing, just the fact that we were. We were those aliens, was awesome. And then I was watching X-Files, and they were somewhere, and I felt like they were somewhere, and I felt like when they were running the hallway, they should have looked, and we should have been in the background or something. And they're like, nah. And then they kept going. Could have been a nice Star Trek X-Files merger.
Yeah.
442 is a soccer-related question. Someone had a
so was it?
question.
Yeah, Cullen wants to know if you're a 442 or a 433 man.
I'll be honest. The more I study and the more I keep coaching and learning soccer, I feel like formations are just an easy way to begin the game. Changes so much during a game. I do like to play a 4-3-3, but I also, for my high school team, had to teach them because the head coach wanted them to learn in a 3-5-2, and most everybody else is like. In the chat right now, soccer, really? And I had to teach a 3-5-2 to these boys, and I actually really enjoyed that. But to be honest, I love Man City. I love Barcelona when Pep was there. I'm a huge Pep Guardiola fan. I love players constantly interchanging, constantly moving, where it's really not so easy to see what that formation is, where it just becomes so fluid. The formation is just a number that you start with. But getting kids there is a whole nother idea. So that's kind of where I'm at. Boo, Man City. Well, for E. Hines, the reason why is because they play really, really good football.
Yeah.
And whether you like the team or not, you can't take away how well they're playing this season. They got wrecked by Liverpool, so it'll be really interesting to see the next game. And I can't wait for the World Cup. I'm kind of rooting right now for England and Spain. Those will be the teams I'm going to watch a lot.
Somebody said soccer confirmed for STO. Yeah, we should totally just add Nog dribbling
Yes!
a soccer ball somewhere in the game.
That's what I said.
That's what we should put it in first contact day for next year.
See, now, if I ever play Nog again and I get to add something into the writing, I'm going to say Nog is a 21st, 22nd, 20, all the way through that time, as we go forward in the future, football fan, Yeah. And he's got all these books on Pep Guardiola.
That's awesome. So Aerochrome, we talked a little bit about your how quickly you can transition back into Nog, but did you have any trouble going for when you're doing voice acting with not being able to do any of the like gesticulation or stuff you would normally do with acting, or was that still pretty straightforward for you?
First of all, baseball. I like baseball if I need a nap.
Oh, I'm gonna high five you in Germany just for saying that.
Thank you. I'm just teasing. Actually, I played baseball as a kid and I really liked it. I like playing it, but watching it is not my thing. Sorry, yeah. I'd rather get into hockey, but I only have so much time for one sport. So getting into the character for a voiceover. And Gabby, is that the Gabby I know? Gabby B44? Is that the Gabby I know? Only because she said España, and I don't think I said that right because I always mispronounce things. Yeah, Ferengi. Yeah, but we're a little short, so we've got to have better technical skills. Ferengi soccer players a lot of heads.
Yep, that is the Gabby you know.
Hey, Gabby. Oh, thanks for being here, Gabby. Red Sox. She's a baseball fan. That's funny. So wait. The question. Oh, the voiceover. So that's actually funny. The real question would be to you guys. Did you think there was any difference between you playing the game and hearing Nog versus watching the show and hearing Nog? I didn't struggle through it, but it took me a few takes to actually jump in and do it. I think I was holding back a little bit, and the director at the time, and I forgive me if she's listening, and I can't remember her name. Was it Christine? No. What was her name?
Oh, it's I know.
I can't remember the director. And she goes, so can you act? And I laughed. I go, oh, okay, all right. So then I just went for it, and then it was all the way through. And thankfully, I had Melissa there. She's my fiance. And she kept giving me a thumbs up. There you go. That's good. That's good. And then once I was up and rolling, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
That's awesome, dude. Let's see if any other. I've got a lot of sports questions coming in.
That's funny.
Let's see.
Fartoid. That sounds like Christine. God, did I remember her name? That's awesome.
You might have. Christine was our head writer at the time, so that might have been who you talked to for sure. How did you prepare for the PTSD story arc as an actor for the character in Deep Space Nine? Schumann wants to know.
That's a very good question. It's interesting. At that time, when I read the script, I'll be honest with you, I did not say to myself, Nog has PTSD. I never went through my brain. What went through my brain was that Nog was now afraid of where to go with his future and his life. He hit a wall and he didn't know what to do about it. He always knew everything before, what to do and where to go. And now he was terrified and he didn't know what to do. And he didn't want to deal with it. He didn't want to deal with anybody else. He just wanted to go away. He wanted to hide. And I think that's something that all of us feel at different times in our lives. Yeah. We hit walls and we just don't want to frickin' deal with it. We just want to go. Just go away. If I'm here, it doesn't exist, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that is part of. And I'm not a specialist. I'm not very knowledgeable in all the effects of PTSD and what they are. I didn't research. I didn't go, oh, it's PTSD. I just got to play that. I never did that. I honestly just played what I believed, where he was and what his mindset was. And everything prior, Nog is very out there. His hand, he's like, yes. And he's very energetic. He's full of life. He's full of passion. He's ambitious. And all that was gone. And now he was just inside. He retreated inside. Then he went somewhere else where he didn't have to be himself, and he didn't want to let go. So, you know, I think people go through those same things, whether it's addiction, whether it's PTSD, and that's an effect of something. And I don't think they know all the time. And I shouldn't say that because I don't know this, if that's what it's like for them. All I can say is that I just played what I felt was the absolute honesty of that episode. And since then, many veterans have shared with me how that show was so helpful to them through what they were going through when they were going through PTSD. And I think even some that aren't necessarily veterans that were going through a traumatizing event that brought on PTSD. And that episode, as well as our show, I should say, because our show has helped a lot of people in a lot of different ways. And I think that helped them connect, and I hope that it helped them further, and it sounded like it did. And that to me is the highest compliment I could ever receive from somebody. So to answer the question, I didn't initially approach the episode with that label. I never, and not to minimize the label PTSD by any means, but I didn't set a tone. This is what he's got. I didn't do that. I said, this is where he's at.
Yeah.
And I guess the rest, you know, is history. And that's how I approached it. Yeah. And wait, before I go on, but I will say what I did use in that was my own experiences. I hope I don't cry again because I'm so damn emotional.
Going for 3.
Yeah, it would be 3. I thought I hit the second one. Damn it. I used my own experiences with going through dialysis at 14, going through my transplant with my self-esteem knocked way down, and then finding my own passion through acting and getting my self-esteem way back up. You know, I did use those experiences and my battles at time. I wouldn't say I had depression, but I think we all go through depression moments at various times in our life. We're never up here all the time. We all do this. And some struggle harder in some places. So I reached out to that within myself to kind of get inward. And one of the negative comments I heard about that episode at the time was, oh, Nog's not himself. Hey, Aaron's all nervous about having his own episode. Oh, he can't handle it. And I'm like, geez. What? I'm like, no, Nog is in a different place now.
Yeah.
And they didn't catch that. And Armin, we speak about being friends. I remember calling Armin and getting like a little like insecure. And he's all, no, you did great. Don't listen. Just you did great. And since then, that was the anomaly. Most people have been very, very forthcoming with compliments and kudos to my performance on that episode. So yeah. I've been very blessed, very blessed.
I was going to say, I feel like that truth that you played to really came through. I mean, it's coming through in chat right now. A lot of people are saying they're dealing with depression or PTSD, and that episode really helped them. And I think whether you researched it or not, you really tapped into what the character was going through, and I think that was really helpful to a lot of people. I think that's
awesome. I hope so. I hope so. We all have things in life that help us through the hard times. Some people it's music. Some people it can be books, movies, TV, certain shows. We connect. We connect through those things, and those connections are so important for all of us, so we can get back to the high places in our life. And hopefully we also have friends and a support system. And not all of us do. Not all of us have good support systems, which is why it's even more important for all of us to really be nicer to others, strangers, because we never know what somebody might be going through. Never know the troubles and the problems that others might be dealing with, and I have to remember that myself as well. And You know, we all find something. For me, it was Sword of Shannara, Dragonlance,
Yeah.
music from Triumph. Those things help me keep my eye on the target, which was acting, finding my dreams. Those things help me get through my low times. Yeah. We all have something.
That's awesome, dude. That's really awesome. Really this time, because it's after 5 o'clock, I know we have to get we have to get you to.
Oh, let's go another hour.
But that was all right. I'm in. I got the time.
I have stuff to practice. So.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure talking to you for the last hour,
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed it. And folks, if you are interested in hearing more Aron Eisenberg, you can do that every week on the Alpha Quadrant. It's a weekly show. Yeah, it's every week on the Alpha Quadrant.
My co-host Garrett Wong and our producer Evil Dick. We have our computer Jared Cooper. We have a lot of fun. You get to offer video mailbag, so come on, enjoy the show. And before you give your final goodbye, you know, I wish I could read all of this. It goes so fast.
It does.
Thank you. Thank all of you for being in here with us. I appreciate it. I appreciate it more than I can really articulate. And thank you for the kind comments. And I'm glad you've enjoyed the character. And I really hope you enjoy this new expansion that they're bringing out, and my performance, as well as my co-stars that will be in it and the ones to be named. So I did very good at not mentioning.
You did. I'm so proud of you. Aaron knows who the last 4 are, and he didn't say a thing the whole time. You're the best.
I did pretty good.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody else, if you missed the show somehow, you can watch it on YouTube tomorrow. But this has been a wonderful hour, and thank you so much again for joining us. And I am going to take us out to the outro. So bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.